Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you now to a guy who in 1967 really, for the first time, with good equipment at least, came on the unlimited scene and became its national champion and our representative throughout the world. We're mighty pleased to have Billy Schumacher racing with us. He does a great job in representing this state and certainly the sport. And Bill, certainly someone's going to take a shot at Bill Schumacher this week because you're the nut that everybody wants to crack.
I'm sure they are. There's several boats that are moving fast, as you well know, and I think those that would really love to get out in front of the Miss Bard also include Bill Muncy.
And a good close-up view right there of Billy Schumacher coming into the pits. Here is your winner of the 1968 Gold Cup as our camera follows him in to his pits, and Billy Schumacher gets a hand from the fans here in Detroit.
A boat racer since the age of 9, William F. Schumacher III, better known as Billy, is rightly regarded as one of racing's most respected champions, having achieved success in everything from junior utility outboard runabouts to unlimited hydroplanes. Billy is perhaps best remembered for his back-to-back national high point seasons with Ole Bardol's Miss Bardol in 1967 and 1968. Schumacher joined the Bardol team at a particularly difficult time. The great Ron Musson had been fatally injured while driving the cab over Miss Bardol at the 1966 President's Cup in Washington, D.C. Musson's accident was one of 4 fatalities that shook the racing world to its foundation in that tragic year. Billy was Ron's hand-picked successor. Schumacher had in fact tested the ill-fated cab overhaul for Bardol when Musson was out of town on a business trip. The new 1967 Miss Bardol was designed and built by Ed Carrollson. It was a low-profile conventional hull with the driver seated behind the engine. The new boat was painted yellow with black lettering and soon earned the nickname the Blonde Bombshell. Longtime Bardol crew chief Leo Vandenberg retired and was replaced by his young assistant Jerry Zuvich. The crew, including driver Schumacher, were all young men in their 20s. Schumacher had qualified as an unlimited driver in 1961 in the Cutie Radio at Lake Coeur d'Alene and had spent his early career driving 3 different underfunded boats: Dollar Bill, Tool Crib, and Cutie Radio.
3 boats are still in this race, and the 4th boat chugging along is Cutie, driven by 18-year-old Billy Schumacher. So apparently 2 boats are out of it.
In 1967, with Schumacher driving, the Bardol team achieved one of the greatest comebacks in racing history, winning 6 out of 8 races. Up to that point in time, no Unlimited had ever won 6 races in a single season. The combination of Schumacher and Miss Bardol was a winner right out of the box, winning the 1967 Tampa Suncoast Cup, following up with victories in Madison and Tri-Cities.
As they move down the back straightaway, the Bardol holding the inside position and has a lead over the Lapeer with Warner Gardner.
The next race up was the Gold Cup in Seattle. Schumacher drove a smart and safe race, earning Ole Bardol his 4th Gold Cup in 5 years. Billy wrapped up the season with victories in Sacramento and San Diego. In 1968, Miss Bardol adopted a new paint scheme of bright yellow and black checkerboards. With the new paint came a new name, and the Blonde Bombshell became the Checkerboard Comet.
And Billy Schumacher comes across the line. Billy Schumacher, the roar of the Rolls Royce, and Billy Schumacher takes the checker flag, and Bardol is a winner again.
As the 1968 season got underway, Miss Bardol was seriously challenged by Warner Gardner and the Eagle Electric. Ironically, the formidable Screaming Eagle had started out life as the also-ran Dollar Bill that Schumacher had driven in 1963 and 64. The Eagle Electric won the first race of the season in Guntersville, Alabama, and Schumacher took the next 2, winning in Madison, Wisconsin, and 3 weeks later in Madison, Indiana. The Eagle won in Tri-Cities, and Bill Muncy and the Miss US won in Seattle. Billy and the Bardol returned to the winner's circle at Coeur d'Alene, and the Eagle snagged another victory in Washington, D.C.
And it's another side-by-side duel. It's a blow-or-go thing. And right now it is the Bardol walking from sponson to sponson. The Bardol is taking about a nose-length lead. Budweiser and Billy Shoemaker. Both Bills are really pouring on the coal, but black smoke is pouring from the Budweiser. A lot of black smoke. He's holding on that nitrous oxide button. And right now, Bardal is coming around now in the turn with a half a boat length lead. That's how close these boats are. And now Bardal's being forced out by the Budweiser. The Budweiser went up on one Sponson and came down. And these boats are hooking, and they're neck and neck. This is racing, and it's very fast, side by side. As the Bardal goes by, and the Bardal goes out in front by one boat length.
At the Gold Cup race in Detroit, Billy drove a perfect race, winning all 3 heats to claim his second straight Gold Cup. The highlight of the race was a spectacular duel with Bill Sterrett in the Miss Budweiser in the final heat. Billy and the Bardal also accumulated enough points to win their second consecutive National High Point Championship. After the end of the 1968 season, after winning 10 races in just 2 years, Shoemaker and the Bardal team parted ways. Billy sat out the 1969 season and spent a frustrating 1970 driving an ill-handling Parco's O-ring Miss for Laird Pierce. In 1971, Billy was hired to drive the Pride of Pay and Pack for Jim Lucero and Dave Herrensberger. The season got off to a rough start when the Pay and Pack lost its rudder and spun out in the season opener in Miami. The team struggled through the middle part of the season, but by the time they reached Seattle, the Pay and Pack was running faster than any unlimited hydroplane ever had before.
And Billy, your boat certainly is due for a win.
Well, I don't think there's any question about that. We're all eager, and everyone in the company is eager, and we hope that we can last all 3 heats in Seattle here like we didn't in Pasco. But if it performs as well as it did there, we're all going to be real happy.
Billy and the Pack won Seafair and followed up a week later with a win in Eugene, Oregon at the Oregon Emerald Cup, and one more victory at the Atlas Van Lines Trophy in Dallas, Texas. Billy left the Pay and Pack team in the middle of the 1972 season and spent the next 2 years racing outboard performance craft. He returned to the Unlimiteds late in 1974, driving Leslie Rosenberg's U-74 Valuemart. In 1975, the boat's name changed to Weisfield's, and Billy won the first race of the year in Miami. He also won the Owensboro race on his way to the 1975 Drivers' National Championship. Billy spent 1 more year as an unlimited driver with the Olympia Beer in 1976, winning 2 races, including the President's Cup in Washington, D.C., and the final race in his driving career. After 30 years away from the sport, Billy returned to the sport in 2006, when he and his wife Jane bought Bill Wurster's U8 race team and campaigned it as the U-37 Miss Beacon Plumbing with John Theoret driving. The Beacon Plumbing won 3 races, including the Gold Cup, Seafair, and the Bill Munsey Cup in San Diego. As a driver, Billy Shoemaker won 17 races, including 2 Gold Cups and 3 Drivers' High Point Championships. As an owner, he has won 4 races, including the Gold Cup. For his extraordinary achievements in the sport of unlimited hydroplane racing, the Hydroplane and Raceboat Museum is proud to induct William Billy Shoemaker into the Unlimited Hydroplane Hall of Champions.